Well, we now continue on our weekly land report segment with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. District 1 Vice President Rebecca Stone joins us for an update from her region. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us. So I know that you're based in New York, but you're also a member of the Florida chapter. So I understand that you were just in Florida doing appraisals. What can you tell us about how ag was affected in that Big Bend area, just where Hurricane Idalia went over?
Well, thank you, Suzanne, for having me, and thanks for asking about Florida. Actually, I was in that area just before the hurricane hit, and I was able to talk to a couple of the dairy farmers afterwards, and some of them really sustained some damage to their buildings. Some of them lost cattle. I talked to one farmer, and he said that his sorghum was flattened from the wind, but then it bounced back within a couple of days, so they're not expecting a lot of damage to the row crops. But he also said that he had heard that the poultry industry was hit really hard with, lots of buildings collapsing and killing millions of chickens. So that's been an industry that's been hit pretty well. And then, the timber industry has been hit somewhat, but I haven't heard any major effects from that yet.
Yeah, we did hear about the poultry industry taking a big hit there in Live Oak, and we know that is a big timber industry area as well. I know last year, we've talked about Hurricane Ian hitting southwestern Florida and how it impacted the citrus industry. Can you give us an update there on how that sector is doing?
So the citrus industry is one that has really been disastrous in 2022, and they had a frost in early 23. So it's been really tough for them. They have, from the hurricane, they had over an average of 50% loss in general on their fruit. And some of that was because of greening. Greening is something that they've struggled with for probably 20 plus years. But then they had the freeze. So that, of course, really hurt the citrus industry there too. One producer that I spoke to said that, the damage greatly reduced the crop, and it's probably going to be a 2-year recovery before things come back. But he did say that there is a treatment now for greening, and that's showing about 85% recovery over a 3-year trial. So that's really positive. And citrus prices are up in Florida, so that's positive for the industry too.
Well, that's some good news there. Before I let you go, real quick, Florida ag land values, how are they doing there in the state?
They're actually doing really well. They've got some transitional influences from residential and commercial projects, and even though they've slowed slightly, it's still a play that influences the ag land, so ag land is still really increasing.
Great stuff. Rebecca, thank you so much for your time and the insight. Rebecca Stone with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. Be sure to tune in each Wednesday here, RFD-TV, 1:30 Eastern, for a weekly land report update.